Welcome to the Build Smart, Lead Strong podcast on the Michigan Business Network. I am Jennifer Deamud, Executive Director of the Manufacturing Growth Alliance, also known as MGA. Here today with us, we have Ellington Ellis, co-founder of Global Battery Solutions in Holland, Michigan. Welcome to the show, Ellington.
It is really good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Glad you could join us. So, Global Battery Solutions. Tell us a little bit about what you do, who you are as a company.
Well, we're a small business. We are a battery lifecycle management company, and we operate in the electric vehicle battery sector of the automotive and mobility industries. So you can say that we are a reverse logistics battery lifecycle management company. And we operate in what we call the 4 R's of battery lifecycle management, which means we repair batteries, we remanufacture them, and we repurpose them, and we also recycle them. So that complete life cycle, and we call it cradle to cradle. And when we repair a battery, we just basically look at what's wrong with that battery. Those batteries come to us from OEMs and other sectors within the automotive industry. And we're able to break down what we call failure analysis, determine what's wrong with it, fix it, replace a part, send it back to our OE or send it back to our customer. So it's a very, very simple process, but through our years of experience, we're able to be very efficient in repairing lithium-ion batteries and any type of batteries, actually. So we're really chemistry agnostic. And so that's repair. That's the first R of the 4 R's. And the second R is remanufacturing. So remanufacturing is a repair, but it's really what we call making it a pretty repair. Okay. So when we repair a battery, and that's really on the electronic side, we don't repair chemistry, but rechargeable batteries have an electronic component to it. Mm-hmm. So we repair that electronic, send it back to the customer. But when we remanufacture it, we actually clean it up, make it pretty, may put new parts into that product, whether it was failing or not. We bring it up to standard. So it's almost like new. That's a remanufactured battery pack, module, or array. And so then the repurpose side simply means that bad battery pack or module comes to us and we can repair it, we can remanufacture it, but the voltage level or the current level or the specification levels of that battery is not sufficient or efficient to go back into the original mobile application. So what we do at that point, we repurpose that into other applications. So we may take one cell out of a module of 40 and put that one cell in a screwdriver, and now it will last in a screwdriver for 10 years, even though it could not have went back into an automobile or a scooter or an electric bike. So that's repurposing cells and batteries, keeping that life cycle management and extending the life of that battery so it won't have to go to a landfill.
I love it.
Right. So however, you come to that final component, which we call recycling, which means that battery, it cannot be repurposed. It's really bad. It has to be recycled. And so we have partnered with a very clean energy company to recycle these batteries in a clean way. Mm-hmm. We've also come up with a very clean technology to recycle these batteries. We worked with Grand Valley State University to come up with this product, and it is being scaled up through various means. And we're also working with Argonne National Laboratories, and we had a CRADA to scale it up. So we don't have to burn the battery, because burning batteries is toxic and they're emissions. Now, how can you clean it what we call hydro process rather than a pyro process. So the hydro water process is very clean.
Wow, I love the 4 R's, easy to remember. And
Great.
I love what you're doing as far as keeping those batteries out of our landfills, just really helping our environment too. I'm thrilled that you were able to make a business, out of such a critical need.
Yeah, that's our core competency.
So have there been any challenges over the past 6 months? I mean, we all know that we've been in a pandemic, and we've been had a number of challenges. How have you navigated those challenges, Ellington?
Well, wow. So we've been in a lot of challenges in the past, I would say 3 to 4 months. I mean, it's the entire world economy, right, has been in this challenge. But we've navigated it pretty well with the help of the state of Michigan, with the help of loans and that we were able to ascertain from the federal government, as well as loans from, from the state of Michigan that helped us navigate through that process. And so we consider ourselves very brilliant, very smart, and we're able to dance. But when you run into an economic situation as the whole world has, it's almost like the spigot is turned off. And when that spigot is turned off, there's no flow of water through the spigot itself. And so then everybody is drowning. However, there are a few companies that do very well when that water flow breaks, like Amazon and Google and Zoom, right? These companies do very well. But in April and May, we had a slowdown in our revenues. However, in June and July and August, we had some of our best revenues in the history of our company. So it was a real springback, effect that we had, and thanks to the state of Michigan, and thanks to those who helped us. But we also learned to dance in that situation where we were not stagnant. So we had to come up with other products, and we're doing other things. And out of that trauma, we have come up with other products in the medical field that is really helped us.
So I'd say you've pivoted a bit then to accelerate, whether it's your growth, accelerate your sales. Sounds like you found pathways to pivot.
That's a very good word, pivot. And so that pivot didn't change our business. We still have our core competency of the 4 R's and lifecycle management, but we also have other revenue streams and proposed revenue streams out of it. And we're excited about that.
So help our audience understand what type of trends are you seeing in your industry? Are there any significant, whether globally, nationally, or within Michigan, that you're seeing that are impacting your business?
Well, of course, electrification, right? We're in the battery business, so we're in the electrification business. The combustion engine is going away. That's a big trend. And so the electrification of vehicles and just mobility in period is the new thing. It's the big thing. It's the way of the future. All automotive companies, which is a part of our industry, are moving toward electrification. And Global Battery Solution is at the very tip of the spear there. And we're at the very intersection because you need batteries and energy storage to power electrification. So electrification would be I think the major trend. However, there are other trends like autonomous vehicles.
Yep.
Right, that is huge. And we're also playing in that arena as well as a solutions company, an automotive solutions company. And so we're working with sensors that will help replace or supplement what is called LiDAR. And a LiDAR, which is really radar with light. And so it shoots out photons, and photons shoot it back, and they're able to see what's happening around them from that LiDAR. So we being a sensor ASIC chip company, because of one of our owners who owns Linear ASICs, we're able to help in that field. So we're filling the gap. We're trying to eliminate the cost of LiDAR on a Uber car or a Google car or even a Tesla car, where Tesla does not use LiDAR, they use computer vision, but they all use sensors, they all use ultrasonic, they all use cameras. And so we're not trying to be an autonomous vehicle company, but we want to be able to support those companies by making them more efficient and cutting costs. We think in our sensor business, that's where we're able to help in the autonomous realm. So autonomous vehicle is there, robo-taxis, where robots are going to be controlling the cars. And it's an exciting time for the automotive industry. I mean, and think about autonomous vehicles and robo-taxis, they're already in existence, they're already happening. I mean, a car can actually drive efficiently 99.9% of the time. But we're trying to get to that 99.99999, right? And those last nines are probably as challenging as the first 99.9. And so that's where we are now. And we want to be able to help assist in that arena. I know I'm talking too much, but this is wonderful.
No, I love it. I love it. Yeah. And I'm so passionate about the autonomous vehicle trends. I mean, it's something, you know, that Michigan obviously jumped into several years ago, and I just continue to watch it evolve. When you think of autonomous vehicles, most people think of autonomous vehicles on the road, but there's autonomous vehicles, autonomous technology that can be used within a manufacturing facility.
Right.
I have several manufacturers who are using autonomous intelligence in their facilities. But that leads me to my next question, Ellington, and we're closing in on our time together. I just have a couple more questions, and that is, for me, manufacturing is fun. It's innovative. It is the place to be, especially when you're in Michigan. So my question to you is, what is your culture at Global Battery Solutions? Attracting the right talent, maintaining that talent. I should say retaining that talent. Could you talk a little bit about your culture at Global Battery Solutions?
Well, if I define our culture in one word, it would be solutions. So we are a solution-oriented company in the sector and in the industry in which we are operating. So along with solutions come innovation. So we're a solutions, innovation-driven company. And so we transfer that solution culture and innovation throughout our entire workforce. And so from our tech assistants to our technicians, to our engineers, to our administrative staff, everybody is thinking about solutions. How can we make our process better? How can we make our paperwork better? How can we make our industry better? I mean, everyone, from our solar installers to our electronic people, that's what we're focusing on. So we have that culture, and we also help in the community a lot, and we understand the importance of engaging young minds. And we work with Future Prep, Ottawa County District, and we bring in middle school students, and those middle school students for a whole week, right? They're with us, and then they're learning what we do, and they're coming up with solutions for us. Of course, we have them sign, a waiver. However, we would love to work with them. They can be the inventor. You'd be surprised what these kids have come up with, and we're able to take these ideas and launch them. And so we hope they will be our future employees.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so important for manufacturers and small businesses to start accessing that talent pool at a very young age and get them excited about what's going on, especially in manufacturing, because there's some misunderstandings, I think, out in our communities about what manufacturing is all about today, and it's changed drastically.
It has.
Well, you actually answered the question, my last question that I was going to ask, and that is, how do you give back to community? Is there anything else that you'd like to add to that, Ellington?
Giving back to the community is in the community giving to us. So it's like an integration, it's a two-way street here. And so we believe in diversity of thought. And in order to have diversity of thought, you need diversity of people. And so we are a woman-owned company. We hire minorities, and we hire returning citizens. Greatest employees ever, right? And we just love that whole diverse workforce. And I think that's part of our success, is we have so many different minds, looking at so many things, and we're not monolithic.
Yeah, I thank you so much for your diversity and inclusion perspective. I do believe that our successful companies in Michigan and around the globe access the diverse talent. Who wants groupthink, right? We want we want to have differences of opinions. We
Right.
want to bring in all these different talents.
Right.
And many thanks to you for hiring returning citizens as well. You know that's
Yeah.
that's one area I'm passionate about as well.
So groupthink is deformity, right? I mean, so you got to have the diversity.
Yeah. Well, this concludes our conversation. I'm so sad it went by so fast, but thank you
I
so much,
know.
Ellington.
Hey, thank you. I
for
really
being on our
enjoyed
show
this.
today. We enjoyed the conversation, and I'm confident that our listeners are going to enjoy the conversation as well. So you've been listening to the Build Smart, Lead Strong podcast on the Michigan Business Network. Again, my name is Jen Deamud, and I'm the Executive Director of MGA. And we will talk to you soon. Thank you, Ellington.
Thank you, Jen.
Have a great day.
You too.